Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon everyone. Welcome po sa DPWH Sorsogon sa inyo. Paghaluban, Sorsogon. Today is February 1, 2024. Scheduled for today's pre-week conference is 24FL0014. Construction of road, Barangay Macawayan, Irosin, and Rehabilitation of road, Barangay Paghaluban, Barcelona, Sorsogon, Cluster 6, Irosin, and Barcelona, Sorsogon. Present here today for today's pre-week conference are the following: Erwin S. Encinares, Back Chairman; Glenn L. Vicio, Head of Procurement; Dave Aguilla, Back Member; Leia Infotenares, Back Member; Nathaniel E. Ferratero Jr., for Planning Section; Nathaniel B. Alegre, Back Secretary; D.N. Albay; IT Bernadette T. Laguna, Back Member. Mr. Chair, for today's pre-week conference, meron na po tayong quorum and wala pong present na contractor here today.
Okay, good afternoon. Since we have a quorum, this pre-week conference is now called to order. And the agenda for this pre-week meeting are as follows: the basic contract data, the guidelines submission of bids, the requirements of bidding documents, eligibility criteria, the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including the technical and financial proposals, the criteria and procedures for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. Question and comments from bidders and replies to back and other representative of the procuring entity. The summary proceedings, including the bulletin to be issued and other matters. To discuss to us the basic contract data is Engineer Nathaniel Ferratero Jr.
Basic contract data for contract ID number 24FL0014, construction of road Barangay Macawayan, Irosin, and rehabilitation of road Barangay Paghaluban, Barcelona, Sorsogon, Cluster 6. Contract location is at Irosin and Barcelona, Sorsogon. Brief description: construction, rehabilitation of roads. Approved budget for the contract is 10,890,000 pesos. Source of fund is FY 2024 GAA. Contract duration 59 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 pesos. Submission of bids is scheduled on February 15, 2024 until 10 a.m. and the opening of bids is at 10 a.m. on February 15, 2024 immediately after closing the receipt of bids. Major category of work, the code is RCP. We have here the sample of the bill of quantities and bid data sheet. All of these are downloadable through the DPWH website or at the PhilJobs website. Minimum manpower requirement. For project manager, the minimum years of experience required is 5 years. Project engineer, 5 years. Materials engineer, 3 years. Safety health officer, 1 year. And foreman, 3 years. Minimum equipment requirement for dump truck, the required number of units is 2 units. Backhoe, 1 unit. Motorized road grader, 1 unit. Vibratory roller, 1 unit. Water truck pump, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 2 units. Concrete spreader, 1 unit. Concrete saw, 1 unit. Bar cutter, 1 unit. Joint sealer machine, 1 unit. Bar bender, 1 unit. Gunbagger mixer, 1 unit. Plate compactor, 1 unit. Cargo truck, 1 unit. Concrete patch plant, 1 unit. And transit mixer, 1 unit. So we have here the sample of the special conditions of contract and some samples of the plans. Again, all of these are downloadable through the DPWH website or at the PhilJobs website. So we have here the sample for the construction of road Barangay Macawayan, Irosin, Sorsogon, the vicinity map of the proposed project, the straight line diagram of the proposed works, and the typical roadway cross-section, and some details of the slope protection structure. So next we have for the rehabilitation of road Barangay Paghaluban, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Again, the location map and the vicinity map of the proposed project, the straight line diagram of the proposed works, and some samples of the typical roadway cross-sections, and also details of the open line canal. So again, for the complete set of plans, please refer to the DPWH website or at the PhilJobs website. For the next slide, it will be discussed by Engineer Almelia.
Submission and receipt of bids. Bids should be submitted to the back office on the date, time, and either at its physical address or through online submission specified in the instruction to bidders, through the bidder's duly authorized representative in a two-envelope system. Eligibility and technical requirements are enclosed in one envelope and the other and financial requirements in another envelope. Eligibility and technical envelope and financial envelope shall be enclosed in one single envelope. Bid validity po natin is 120 calendar days. Sealing and marketing and bids, ayan po. Original technical envelope and original financial envelope. Lahat po nakalagay po sa isang envelope marked original bid. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract pre-bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient bank, procuring entity and other, and do not open before the date, time of the opening of bids. Ganyan din po ang for copy 1 and copy 2, nakaseparate po ang technical and financial. Lahat din po nakalagay sa isang copy envelope. Meron din po ng markings na it shall contain the name of the contract to bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient bank, and the mark do not open before the date and time of the bids. Lahat po ng original bid and copy bid, ang lahat po yan nakalagay naman po sa isang mother envelope na ganoon din po na dapat may marking na containing the name of the contractor of the contract to be bid, the name of the and address of the bidder, recipient bank, and do not open before the date and time of the opening specified in the instruction of the bidders. Sealing and marking of bids. Improperly sealed and marked bid envelopes or not properly compressed and password protected will be accepted, provided that the bidder is only or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The bank shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid for its or its premature opening. Unsealed and unmarked bid shall not be accepted. Not compressed and password protected shall not be accepted. Improperly sealed and marked shall be accepted. Improperly compressed and password protected shall be accepted. Electronic submission and receipt of bids. Two-factor security procedure, archived and password protected, allow access to a password protected bidding documents. Password shall be disclosed by the bidder only during the actual opening bids, capable of generating an audit trail of transactions. Submission and receipt of bids. For modification of bids, modifications should be submitted before the deadline of submission of bids. The bidder shall not be allowed to retrieve its original bid. The bidder shall submit a new bid equally sealed, equally properly identified, linked to its original bid and marked as modification. For withdrawal of bids naman po, a letter of withdrawal must be received prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. For bids withdrawn in the interval between the deadline and expiration of validity, the bid security shall be forfeited. For electronic submission of bids, bidder shall send an bid equally secured and properly identified and labeled as modification of the one previously submitted. The time indicated in the latest bid receipt page generated shall be the official time of submission. Meron po tayong two modes of submission of bid. Bidder may only one mode lang po sa pag-submit ng bid. It's either manual or electronic submission of bid. For manual submission of bid, yan po sa Box Secretariat Office, DPWH Sorsogon 2nd DO, Barangay Paghaluban, Sorsogon. For electronic submission of bids naman po, dapat po i-submit naman po yan sa electronic bids _Sorsogon 2 dpwh.gov.ph. Requirements of bidding documents. Ang mga documents po ito ay nakapost po sa DPWH websites and sa PhilJobs to aid our contractors in preparation of their bids. Ang documents po ito ay instruction to bidders, general conditions of contract, special conditions of contract, bid data sheet, specifications, drawings, yan ang mga plans to discuss the engineering material, bill of quantities, and sample forms. Eligibility criteria. To be eligible to participate in the bidding in the said project, a bidder must be a duly licensed Filipino citizen for sole proprietorship, partnerships duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, and in which at least 60% of the interest belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Corporations duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, and in which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Cooperatives duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, or persons, entities, forming themselves into a joint venture as per section 3.4.2.1 of the IR. Foreign leaders may be able to participate in accordance with the guidelines issued by the GPPB as per section 23.4.2.2 of the IR. Bidders must have a valid PICAM license, must have a single largest completed contract that is similar to the contract to be bid, at least 50% of the ABC. Contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience, provided the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the ARCC administration. Bidders must have an NFCC at least equal to the ABC. Eligibility and technical documents to be submitted by the bidders. We encourage our bidders to enroll in our civil work application to facilitate the fast evaluation of their eligibility. However, if they have not yet enrolled in the CWA, these are the documents they have to submit. Class A legal documents, field job certificate of registration, mayor's permit, TPI tax clearance, PICAM license and registration, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, statement of the SLCC, computation of the NFCC, valid joint venture agreement if applicable. Next slide. Bid security in a form of cash, money check, bank draft, bank guarantee, surety bond, or bid security declaration. Mamaya po, isa-isahin po natin yan. Project requirements, organizational chart for the contract to bid, list of contractors, key personnel, list of equipment, major equipment units owned, lease, or under purchase agreement, omnibus sworn statement, duly notarized. Eligibility requirements. Class A legal documents. Field job certificate of registration. Dapat po meron na po kayong field job certificate of registration with platinum membership. As per GPPB Resolution number 15, 2021 po, lifting the suspension and the implementation of mandatory submission of field job certificate of platinum registration and membership in competitive bidding and limited source bidding. So, kailangan po, meron na po kayong field job certificate na platinum membership. Class A technical documents, statement of all ongoing contracts, statement of the single largest completed contract, valid PICAM license, special PICAM license for joint venture. Class A financial documents, net financial contracting capacity. Class B, in case of joint venture, dapat po nakatouch po ang ating joint venture agreement. Recently expired mayor's permit, business permit shall be accepted together with the OR. The renewed permit shall be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the 2016 IRR. So kung expired na po ang inyong mayor's permit, business permit, during kung nanalo po kayo, during post-qua po, kailangan po na mag-submit na po yung valid na mayor's permit. Submission of the receipt for renewal of tax clearance will not suffice in lieu of a valid tax clearance requirement. Submission of a provisionary tax clearance issued by the BIR for the bidding purposes is not acceptable for the tax clearance. So, kailangan po talaga dapat updated na po kayo sa tax clearance mo as per GPPB Resolution number 1, 2014. Statement of ongoing government and private contracts. The statement of the bidder of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Kailangan po submit na. All the statement, including the information required in the bidding documents. The single largest completed contract, should be similar to the contract to be bid or has the same major work categories. The similar decencies value should be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid upon adjustment of current prices using the PSA consumer price indices. Contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience on the contract may be participate if the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the ARCC of administration or the allowable range of contract. Valid pickup license, special pickup license registration for the type and cost of contract to bid should be valid at the time of the deadline for the submission of the bids. So mga pickup license po natin dapat po valid until the deadline on the receipt of on opening of bids. Bid security, meron naman po tayong tatlong form ng bid security. Mamimili lang po kayo kung alin dyan ang gagawin. For cash or money push check, bank guarantee, bank draft, irrevocable letter of credit issued by a universal bank or commercial bank, 2% po ng ABC. For surety bond naman po, callable upon demand, 5% of the ABC. Or you can use naman po yung bid securing declaration as per DPWH Resolution number 16, 2020. I-download na lang po ng ating bid securing declaration. Yan po ang ating sample ng bid securing declaration. A document undertaken signed by the bidder committing to pay the corresponding fine and automatical disqualification from bidding or any procurement contract for a period of time upon receipt of the blacklisting order. A penalty disqualification of 2 years from bidding for any procurement contract with the procuring entity upon receipt of the blacklist order. Payment of fine to be calculated in accordance with the rules set. For omnibus sworn statement naman po, please be guided naman po ulit ng ating GBP Resolution number 16, 2020 sa standard format po ng ating omnibus sworn statement. Any omission po ng mga statement doon sa standard GPP Resolution number 13 Omnibus Sworn Statement will be ground for disqualification. Dapat po, content po ng inclusion in the blacklist, authenticity of the documents, verification authority, signatories authority, disclosure of relationship, responsibilities of the bidder, labor laws and standards, non-payment, any commission amount, fee, form, or consideration in relation to the procurement project or activity, in case of advance payment was made or given, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligation upon undertaken in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute as criminal liability. So lahat po dapat yan naka-attach po sa ating, nandun po sa ating omnibus sworn statement. Sa second envelope naman po, ang laman po niya ay ang bid form, summary bid prices in the bid quantities, detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of materials, labor, and equipment. Cash flow by quarter, month, and payment schedule. Other requirements required in the bid documents. For the detailed evaluation of bid, ang purpose po niyan is determine the lowest calculated bid, establishing correct calculated prices in the bids, ranking calculated total bid prices from lowest to highest. Unless the instruction to bidder specifically allows partial bids, those providing all the required items shall be considered non-responsive. Those not providing all the required items shall be considered non-responsive. So dapat po, kompleto po. Placing no price is considered non-responsive. Specifying a zero or dash means it is offered for free. Ang method naman po natin is a non-discretionary pass-off criteria which should include consideration of completeness and bid of bids and minor arithmetical corrections. Results shall be contained in the abstract of bids. Sa evaluation of bids naman po, in case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and bid price in words, the words shall prevail. Total price per item versus the unit price for the item times the quantity. The unit price for the item times the quantity shall prevail. stated total price versus the actual sum of the prices of the component items. The actual sum of prices of component items shall prevail. Unit cost in the detailed estimate versus the unit cost in the bill of quantities. The unit cost in the bill of quantities shall prevail. Remind lang po natin ang ating mga bidders that during this evaluation po, ang ating no contact rule, prohibiting or communicating with the bidders from bid evaluation until award of contract. Purpose qualification naman po. Ang purpose po natin is determine whether the lowest calculated bid complies and is responsive to all requirements and conditions specified in the bidding documents to be declared as the lowest calculated and responsive. Ang method po natin is a non-discretionary pass-through criterion which should be used to verify, to validate, and ascertain all statements and documents submitted by the lowest calculated. Thank you po.
Thank you. Sa ating bidders.
May question ba ka? Clarification. Clarification po, ma'am.
Tried downloading non-downloadable yung details.
For this project.
For this project. Kasi baka nag-download kaya po
Dito na. Okay, tapos ano?
Yung ilang yung dalawa po siya, Irosin and Barcelona.
Dalawang Irosin yung pwesto po. Pang-request na yung Macawayan.
Ilang time po yun?
Kasi dalang dito yung problema sa plans. Sa plan. Kaya first, ang cover mo. Yeah.
Sa website.
Anong website?
Sa PINJEPS po or sa DPWH?
Ayan.
I-try niyo po kung sa DPWH po na website. Download lang po.
Baka kasi yung field jobs talaga kasi sa ibang agency, hindi naman kami nakaka-download.
Try niyo po ma'am sa DPWH. Nakapost po yan sa PINJEPS and sa DPWH.
Kasi minsan kasi yung figures, site yung may...
Kasi kung sa kadapulan kayo
Kasi kami, mag-upload na kami ng files. So pag na-upload namin yung files, lalabas na po yun sa figures. Pero kung yung figures is may problema,
Try niyo lang po sa DPWH po.
para mas maganda po.
Kasi kung minsan sa kadamihan nag-saksak PINJEPS.
Hindi kinakaya lang.
Hindi kinakaya kasi may supplies, may procurement,
Lahat ng agency.
Lahat ng agency, DPWH,
Kaya mas maganda yun
NHA,
sa amin
sa
na
Google.
website. Para kami lang yung communicator nila.
Minsan kasi sa nahihirapan na tayo maghanap sa website. Pero i-try naman ganun na
Sige po. Kami po, mag-provide po kami ng copy po yung billing sa payment po
kasi late kami, nag-discuss na po ng specs.
Tapos na.
May kaagihan po ba yung mga babayan ko na okay,
Wala. Usually po, nasa-set na rin na po yung mag-start siya.
Nasa mga 854 meters. Yes, both ang tao na yan. 800. Iba yan.
850 sa Irosin and 850 na sa...
Ay, 400 sa isa. Ay, yung area ko. Mga 487 sa Macawayan. Tapos dito sa Barcelona, 365 meters. Pero nakalagay naman yun doon sa doon sa plan niya. May mga sections, may station limits na.
Ang straight line na rin po yun.
May straight line na rin.
Mga visits
Kayo po, risk nyo po yan, ma'am, kung ano po, mag-asali po kayo sa PBs. Nasa responsibilities po yun, mag-visit po kayo. Okay na po. So, yung documents po mga makikita po gano'n yung future po yan mga po ng nakalista.
Sa YouTube. Ano may YouTube na nakaano ko siya live. YouTube na YouTube siya.
Anong pangalan sa mga?
Subscribe na dito siya.
Pamilya yun.
Ayan.
Okay. Since we have no other matters to be discussed, this private conference for today is now adjourned. Thank you.